Hello, happy Tuesday, and welcome to VA Careers Live. Talk About It Tuesday. My name is Tim Blakeney. I'm a national recruitment consultant for the Veterans Health Administration and your guest host for today's show. First off, thank you for joining us. We know that your time is valuable, and we appreciate that you spend some time with us each week as we talk about VA careers. Since it is the second Tuesday of every month, and our regular viewers will know that this is question and answer day. If you happen to be joining us for the first time, these questions are selected from the audience members like yourselves who have submitted across our social media this past week or so. Before we begin, I want to remind you that we want you to be part of the conversation. So please feel free to leave any comments or questions for us in the comments section below, and our team will do our best to answer your questions and address your comments. With that said, let's get into it. Before I get started on the questions from prior broadcasts, I want to say that I was on my LinkedIn account yesterday and saw someone ask me to address the nuance between them being a nurse recruiter and using their personal LinkedIn account for VA recruitment activities. They said that they had the resources that provide them guidance, but there was a concern that nurse recruiters should not use their own LinkedIn account for recruiting. I will say that I know a lot of recruiters, myself included, who use their personal LinkedIn account to recruit and promote VA. I have seen nurse recruiters on LinkedIn promoting VA on their personal accounts. The VA has their own page here on LinkedIn and will often promote mine as well as other recruiters who have posted positions to spread the word. I see no reason why you cannot post positions and promote the VA if you feel comfortable using your personal account to do so. We've said before that LinkedIn is a valuable resource for networking, and there's no reason that both job seekers and recruiters shouldn't use it to their full advantage. So hopefully that answers your question. Or comments, I should say. So the first question is, if I misinterpreted an interview question and the question was reread over to me to answer, would this affect my interview score? Thank you for this question. I would not think that it would have an effect on your score. This happens more often than you think, and I have never let it affect my scoring. I've done many interviews where I was asked to repeat the question. Often we do these interviews, the questions are multi-part questions and can often be misinterpreted. I have never held that against the applicant and have repeated a question as many times as needed to afford the applicant the opportunity to answer the question. Sorry for the long answer, but no, this should not have an effect on your interview score. I hope that helps. I'm a VA employee in contracting looking to move over to human resources. Any suggestions on getting noticed or getting to the interview stage? First, let me say thank you for caring for veterans. Your role in contracting plays a large part in ensuring veterans are cared for. If you're looking to move while at the same location, I would encourage you to visit human resources and let them know of your interest. If you're looking for an opportunity in human resources around the nation, I would encourage you to do a cover letter, letting the hiring manager know what you have to offer and will be bringing to the opportunity and make that a part of your application. Also, there's nothing wrong with reaching out and letting people know of your interest. A resume tailored to the position and highlighting the skills you bring will also help. I would like to tell you to just keep applying. You will eventually get there, and good luck. Do you have any recommendation topic for recent grads? I received my master's in health administration and have trouble getting something in that field. I was told even though I have the degree, I must still move up the ladder. I'm an employee already. Any suggestions? So Thank you for that question, and more importantly, thank you for caring for veterans in your current position. You didn't tell me your current position, what it is, and that makes it a little difficult to advise, but I'm going to try. You talk about moving up the ladder, and I concur with that statement. We all start somewhere, and for the most part, it is never at the top. We must work our way up that corporate ladder. I would tell you that a good starting position for somebody with their Master's in Healthcare Administration might be in human resources. If you eventually get to an associate director or a medical center director position, the experience in human resources will be invaluable. Another area you might consider would be as an administrative officer. Again, as you progress in your career, knowledge as an AO in any field, primary care, surgery, psychiatry, will all be good for you in the future. Another thing, since you are a current employee, I would recommend talking to human resource leaders where you are at, as well as clinical leaders. Let me know of, or thank, I'm sorry, I wrote this out. Anyways, when you're talking to those human resource leaders and clinical leaders, let them know of your desire to career progress. Sorry for all of that. So lastly, there's a couple of programs within the VA you might want to consider, one of which is the Presidential Management Fellow Program. I've placed the link here, and my colleagues who are helping me with this event will post that in the chat. Another one is the Graduate Healthcare Administration Training Program, GHAP. Both of these links will be placed in the chat by my colleagues helping me today. Both of these programs will help you getting started in a position to career progress and start utilizing that Master's in Healthcare Administration. Sorry for the stumble there. I'm graduating. Next question is I'm graduating from a family nurse practitioner program in July. Would it be better to work as an RN at the VA before trying to apply for a nurse practitioner position in the future? Well, thank you for your question. Personally, I would start applying for nurse practitioner opportunities as you near completion of your program. You can be extended an offer, and it will be contingent upon completing your program, getting your licensure, your ANCC or ANNP certification. Of course, you can apply as an RN, but also but having completed your nurse practitioner program, you should apply to those and get started in your career treating veterans. I hope that helps. Next question was, if a certification is required for the position, will you have a certain time to achieve that certification, or do you need to already have it before applying? So thank you for this question. I always encourage everyone to read the announcement completely, and your question should be answered there in the announcement. My answer to your question right now is it will depend on the position. There are some positions within the VA that require certification to be qualified, and then there are some positions where you can be offered an opportunity, but you will have to meet the requirements before coming on board. Like the question I just answered, an NP can apply and be offered, but it will be contingent upon them receiving their ANCC or ANNP certification. So in short, the answer is both. Take a look at the announcement though, and it will tell you and guide you on what to do. The next question. I'm looking to change my career and get my foot in the door at the VA. Are there any entry-level positions, jobs available? So thank you for that question. Change is a good thing. I would encourage you to visit vacareers.va.gov, which my colleagues will post in the chat, to see what the VA has to offer. There are many opportunities that will fall into an entry-level position. Please read the announcements completely to ensure you meet the requirements being asked for, and then apply if you have met them. Good luck with your search, and just know that we are all rooting for you. Next question is, would you recommend the HR STAR program for those actively working towards a master's degree in terms of balancing both? Again, thank you for this question. I'm going to answer your question by saying only you can decide what you can do. The Human Resource STAR program is a one-year training program where you're going to receive training to prepare you to work at the Veterans Administration as a human resource specialist. You'll be paired with a preceptor who's dedicated to monitoring, mentoring, and supporting your success as you navigate through this program. I feel this will take a good deal of your day, a good part of your day. So a decision to work on a master's degree at the same time while in this program can only be yours to make. So just keep in mind, the program is intense. It's 1 year of being mentored and educated on being a human resource specialist. So good luck. The next question is, are there hiring programs for those already at higher GS grades? So thank you for your question. I'm not aware and cannot say that there are hiring programs for GS employees at a higher grade. The question is a little different for me. What I will say that as a GS employee, you can always apply to the next higher grade if there is a position and you meet the requirements like time and grade, experience, etc. So I hope that answers your question. You can always get promoted, but to the next higher grade, it just depends on the position being offered and you meeting the requirements of that position. So next up is any tips for getting part-time work at the VA? Is the hiring process the same? So thank you for the question. I do not often see part-time positions advertised, but would think that they are out there. I would recommend that you go to vacareers.va.gov and do a search. Look for those part-time positions. As far as the hiring process, that would be the same regardless of part-time or full-time status. The VA is going to screen all candidates the same regardless. We want to make sure that we have great people treating our awesome veterans. Next question. Can you provide guidance to help veterans take advantage of the Veterans Preference System? So thank you for your question. More importantly, thank you for your service. My colleagues will place a link in the chat box that provides very good information on veterans preference. This site is an official site of the United States Office of Personnel Management, who provide guidance to all federal entities. You may also want to check out vacareers.va.gov, specifically this link, which is being placed in the chat box. It has great information on jobs being promoted for veterans and transitioning military. So that is all the time we have for today. But as we wrap up, I would just like to ask everyone joining us today to spread the word that the VA is hiring. For those of you who have applied, please stay the course through the process. We see you and we're rooting for you. If you have any questions, remember that our Talk About It Tuesday team is here every week, and vacareers.va.gov is an outstanding resource that can answer many of your questions about the application and hiring process. Share our website and these broadcasts with everyone you know, because caring for veterans is a noble cause and certainly worth the effort. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next week.